anybody excited? Give me a huge, big yes in the comments. Today is the day that you have been waiting for months and months and asking for and waiting and saying to me every single day, when is it coming out? Well, today is the day. And that thing that you have been waiting for is Ecamm Live's interview feature. I'm so excited. Now, I have a special guest for you guys to go through a demo and to answer all your questions about Ecamm Interview. So this is a native integration for Ecamm software, Mac software, for bringing guests on your show. In the past, you've had to use third-party software to bring guests on, which adds CPU load, it can crash your computer, there are all kinds of issues that come with that. However, now that it is natively integrated, it is working beautifully. It's so easy for you as a producer to bring a guest on. It's so easy for the guest to join your stream, even if they have no tech knowledge. So we are super thrilled to bring Glen on the show.
Hello, Gloria. Good morning. Good afternoon.
I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for joining. How are you holding up? Now, those of you who don't know Glen, he is the co-founder and co-developer of Ecamm, along with Ken, his twin brother. And how is the day going? It's launch day.
It's good. Yeah, it's our beta. It's our public beta launch. And like you said, a day we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Can I ask how
It's going really well. Thank you.
Good. I know that everybody's been super pumped about this. We have so many, people just like asking away and asking for it to be released. But I know that you guys have spent several months just hammering away on those keyboards, trying to get it developed. And I've been using it along with a few other people in the private beta just to push the limits and test it all out, and it's been working spectacularly well. So how long did it take you to get this feature out?
Oh boy, I was hoping you wouldn't ask that.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It was. I think we've been working on this for about a year. Not that whole year, but we did start working on this in the early beginning part of the year. And then in March, we announced the feature at Social Media Marketing World. And then the whole world went nuts, and we had a couple months in there of doing other stuff. And we got back working on this a couple months ago. And like you said, it's been a fairly small group of people that have been testing it so far.
Yeah.
Including Lurie, who's been a great help in helping us work out all the kinks. And typically what we would do is we've had a beta group all the time that's kind of been more under the radar sort of beta group. And what we decided to do for this launch was make a whole lot of noise and have a lot of fun with this concept of a public beta, kind of like what Apple does with their OS releases, where it's a beta, but it's something that we're marketing and promoting and getting everyone to try out. And this is the first couple hours of that beta program. So
I honestly woke up at 2 a.m. this morning, like, how's it going? Like, what's happening? What questions are people asking?
I went to bed at 2 a.m. this morning.
I'm sure. Okay, so we have a ton of questions already coming in. Now, I want to make sure that you all know, like, I'm going to be switching scenes and doing a whole lot of things today because I want you to see it in action and a variety of different formats and different things that we can do. You can actually download that. The link is in the description and coming to you in the comments now. But yes, every beta Glen has released has always been pristine. That's what I've found is, this is the truth of betas. If you are not comfortable with something potentially going wrong in your live production, don't use it in live production. But Ecamm has been very stable. In terms of the betas that I've been using.
Yeah, so. It's an interesting conundrum, right? Because we want to have a beta program where we want people to be patient if things go wrong, but on the other hand, the whole point of the product is live shows. So it's like So it's like, how
Right?
do you try it out at the same time as being really patient?
Yeah.
So we try to make the betas as stable as possible,
Yeah.
at the same time as hoping people will sort of not get too ambitious and but in
That's asking a
case,
lot, Glenn.
yeah. So we're using the feature right now.
Yes.
Luria is on Ecamm. I am joining through Safari,
Yes.
and it's weird for me to not have Ecamm in front of me.
Yeah, I'm sure you're like, why am I not controlling things? So I'm going to give you guys a demo here. I'm going to share my screen and go into demo mode here so that you guys can see it. I just want you to know that I do actually, this morning, I released a 20-minute complete walkthrough of everything you need to know. I show you step by step how to get it done. And so if you are looking for a complete tutorial, that link is also in the description. It's coming to you in the comments as well. And that will give you like the full demo. Today, we're going to give you like a light demo and then answer all your questions. But, oh, thank you so much. They're saying that it was a great video, a great walkthrough. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you liked it. Honestly, it took me hours to actually film that. It was a it was a fun one. My alarm on my phone was like, okay, it's end of day, time to stop working. Okay. Yes. So I've seen a few people ask about this. Let's clarify. So the overlays that you see, this orange box, is not part of interview. So these are overlays that we have added to the production that you can do in Ecamm with or without, or interview. And so this is a frame, and we actually sell those at Live Streaming Pros. This is not an Ecamm thing, but it's a Live Streaming Pros thing. So we actually sell these frames and overlays that you can use to add this little pizzazz and oomph to your production. So today you'll actually see it in action with and without those frames.
Oh yeah. Just another plug for Luria and Live Streaming Pros. They are the master of these overlays. Some of them are animated, some of them are just static images that you drop over your image, and you literally just drag these into Ecamm and let Live Streaming Pros do all the work for you. They're really cool. So
thank you for saying that.
And they're worth every penny. I mean, we have members who just swear by these animated overlays and the countdowns. Someone I saw in the comments was asking about that countdown.
Yeah.
That is something that Live Streaming Pros actually sells.
Yeah.
And you just order that image and you just drag it in. It's so cool.
It's so easy. Like we actually, one of the things I love about Ecamm is the ability to create a collection of like a folder and then share that folder and all of the built-in assets along with it. So when you do purchase like a countdown timer, we actually build it out for you as much as we can, and then we do give you a tutorial to like fill in the rest. And so it's super simple. Ecamm makes it so easy to move productions around. That's another entirely different video. So shall we get into demo mode? Demo mode enabled.
Oh, hey.
So we have lots of questions. We are gathering your questions both on the Ecamm channels and the Live Streaming Pros channels. So hang tight for us. Let's do a quick little demo of what Ecamm Interview looks like. And this window right here on the right is Ecamm Interview. So you see my video and then Glen's video coming in here, and you just are able to copy the link. This is why Ecamm Interview is so simple to use. You can copy the link and then just message that to whoever you want to join your stream. And Glen, this link stays the same. And why do you do that? Just for everybody's knowledge.
Well, the link is your personal meeting link there, and it's going to stay the same just because you might have sent it to someone yesterday or last week, and you know that they're going to be able to use that to join your show when they need to. The main reason why you'd want to change the link is if maybe like you accidentally showed it on screen or something, or like or you had a guest, you don't want them to be able to join your next show.
Right.
So
they're like
maybe change it,
over ambitious.
like refresh it once a week just to make it not sort of public knowledge.
Yeah. Depends on who you give it
But
out to.
it's not like people would be able to kind of like Zoom bomb your show, because they don't like pop right in. Like
right.
they could try and ring in and you would be like, oh, what's that? But
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the links work, because this is all pretty new to us. But it seems to be working well so far.
Yeah.
And if you can see, when Luria shared her screen just now, we actually took the link off the screen, or else everyone would be able to see it.
Oh, I was like, wait, where'd it go? I didn't even, you were brilliant.
Yeah, normally there'd be a link
yes, right
down
here,
at the bottom here,
where it says copy.
Is where you would find your link, but we're not showing it to you right now, because then everyone would be able to try and use it to call.
Glen. Thank you. As Paul says, I'm very glad that the demo mode hides the link. I was wondering why it wasn't showing, and then sometimes it was. So that answers that question. Okay, so lots of questions coming in. So essentially what I'm able to do, and if you want, this is what I focus on, is professional live streaming. And so there are two ways to bring in your guests, and one is ad hoc, like this, where you can actually just kind of control everything from this interview window. And so I can, go solo. I can add him right, or well, I got to get you back on. There we go. I can move you around. We can kind of play around with it. And so then you have the title effects as well. So these are not text overlays. And instead, from this little T button right here, you've got the text overlay on and off. So talk to me about text overlays, Glenn. Like, what was the thought process?
This is an addition that I would probably characterize as a work in progress, because it's really cool the way it works right now, but maybe some little kinks to work out, because so basically we have this concept in Ecamm Live of text overlays. You put some text on the screen and you can position it anywhere you want. And
like we're doing here.
That's pretty much it. Like put some text and it's done. But if you go back to your screen for a minute there,
yeah.
Luria was just talking about how you can drive the whole interview without setting up scenes in advance. You can just use those blue buttons. But if you tried to do that, you would have to then manually move your text around the screen. So that's not going to work. So we introduced this concept of automatic titles, which work just like the text overlays have always done, except they will be in the right spot and they will say the right thing automatically. The names came in automatically based on the interview window. And if you swap us right now, it's actually Command Option S will swap places.
And Option S, awesome.
There's a swap.
I love hotkeys.
So you can see that our titles are swapping too. So this is all new in the beta. We never had anything like that, like an automatic title text. We've already had a lot of suggestions for ways we could make this more powerful, like a subtitle under there, or adjusting it closer to the edge. Right now, the only settings are you can change the font, color, background, size, and oh good, you can show right there. And then you can also change the alignment. Like if you just grab my name and pull it over to the left, it's going to lock us both over to give it a good hard pull there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. So now they're left justified.
Sorry.
Or you could throw it over to the right, and you can see that it's whatever styling you apply to my name also is going to happen to your name. So we tried to make this as easy as possible.
No, but too much fun.
we still need to add. I think we still need to add a little more customization to make it a little more powerful. But
yeah.
And then the other thing that we added in was the flying in. You probably noticed that the overlays are sliding in and off the screen.
Boom.
And that's something you can do now in the beta with any text overlay, not just the automatic titles. So if you have a little note you wanted to put on the screen, as soon as you show that that note, it'll slide in from the side automatically.
And that's what we did with these as well. So these are text overlays, not the title feature from Interview.
Oh, I didn't even realize that you used the new feature for
Yes, of course we did. Paul
Nice.
Dixon, our graphic designer, just like made sure I got that loaded in this morning. So you can do the fixed position or the fly
Oh,
in
isn't that
here.
funny? I assumed that was like a animated overlay.
Oh, no. No, I'm using the native Ecamm functionality.
So it'll fly in. There aren't a lot of settings involved. It's just gonna fly in from the closest side,
Yeah.
and then when you hide those, they're gonna fly out in the same way that they came. So
And okay, so that's kind of that's the super simple overview. Again, I have an entire demo video that's 20 minutes. It may feel long, but it's everything you need to know in terms of creating this, using the interview feature from the guest point of view as well as the producer point of view. So we show you everything.
this is so
And
fun to see your screen, by the way.
oh, wait, hold on. We're supposed to give away. I was gonna do something real quick, but I don't think it'll work. This is my favorite like layout. I've been playing with my layouts. When I don't have interview here, then I'm using the comments and reactions right here, so you can see like how I have it laid out.
Okay.
We should do like Katie and Caleb. You guys, we need to do like a layout contest or something, or a layout. Like we need to post in the
Yeah. The
Facebook
layouts are
group.
interesting because there are so many different screen sizes. And
Yes.
we actually in the beta you'll see a slightly different layout, really to fit the interview mode in there. But for smaller screens like a 13-inch MacBook Pro, it doesn't fit. Like we ran out of space.
That's funny.
But the 15 and 16-inch MacBook Pro, as long as you're on the default resolution, we can still fit all the windows on the screen. You'll see them be a little. If you go up to the window menu, don't do it, Lori. It's going to blow away your arrangement.
Oh.
But if you pick arrange all windows in the window menu, it'll go back to the default layout.
Oh,
and,
here.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not
you'll
touching
lose your
it.
beautiful arrangement here.
Arrange all
windows.
Right.
So that will bring you back to, if you ever lose a window or you just want to put everything back to normal, that'll clean house. And it's going to be based on your screen size, how it arranges everything.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see how everyone does all their layouts.
And for those of you who do like tutorials and stuff like that, using it on a smaller resolution screen, like I am not using it on my iMac screen. It is on a secondary display that has a lower resolution. I find that to be much better for the viewer because everything's bigger, and it's not as kind of quite as tiny in that resolution screen. So I spend a lot of time messing with my layout for sure. Like I don't know.
Well, mine's always just a big giant mess.
I geek out over
You know what we
that.
could actually show? I don't want to send you off script or anything. We could show what.
Yes.
We could show what my side looks like.
Let's
so people
do
can
it.
see what it looks like on my side. So I could share. Another feature in this is screen sharing. I can share my screen.
I'm going to show demo mode for now while you're sharing your screen, so that then I can post.
Oh, okay.
So while you get that going,
let me make sure my desktop is all nice and clean.
Okay. So a contest while Glenn is getting set up and ready. We're supposed to give away 5 pieces of merch from the Ecamm merch store. So we didn't have a lot of time to come up with like a plan of action for giving away things because I failed at that. But I think what we came up with was naming a show. Wasn't that it? Callie, do we have anything better?
I wasn't even here.
I know, you weren't even here. New information.
All right.
Yes, you got it?
I like naming a show. I'm ready though, if you wanna.
Okay.
So
we'll talk about the free stuff in a second. So Glenn is gonna share.
All right, yeah, hang in there. We're gonna be giving away all sorts of cool merchandise, absolutely free. We won't make you pay shipping. It's the real deal.
Nice.
So I'm gonna click my screen sharing button here, and you'll see how the guest comes in, how a new guest comes in, and also how screen sharing comes in. Here we go. Allow.
Boom.
So there's my screen.
There we go. And all I have to do is assign this to a placeholder Bam. So then what I want to do is actually go ahead and put his screen share in full screen here. And then we're getting the infinity effect, of course. Do you want to share something else? Well, no, because we're seeing your side
Yeah, I
now,
don't know.
so that's good.
Yeah, there isn't really a way to show this without.
Yeah.
Well, I can swap over here.
There you
So so this is just Safari on my MacBook Pro, and this is the new Ecamm Live interview interface. We tried to make this as simple as possible. There is a main window where you can either choose to see yourself, like I'm doing now, or see the program feed, which is the default, so you can actually see the show. And the reason you see that tunnel is because the show is the screen is the show. But the only really other options here are share your screen, mute the mic, hang up, and then the comments window can slide in from the side, and I can see all the comments in the show in real time, and I can see how many people are watching. So a little sort of a nice little touch there. And a lot of our testers requested a dark mode, so I can just
I'm the only one who
in.
doesn't like dark mode, apparently.
Well, it's actually in this particular case, I realized it's not just an aesthetic thing. It is actually because the glow on your face could actually change your camera image.
Yeah.
If depending on how your studio is set up, the light mode is very, very bright and is actually changing my lighting very subtly. So you may want to have that dark appearance just so that you're not messing up your lighting there. And it is actually really cool that I can scroll through and see the comments as I am. That's why I keep looking down from my camera and reading all your comments.
Okay.
And that's really it. So this is just a Safari window. Yeah. Super easy.
Super easy.
And when I started, I actually was able to pick what camera I want to use and what mic I want to use just right from the get-go. And that's all there is to it.
We had a couple quick questions regarding this. Oh shoot, I lost them. I'm not the only one that hates dark mode. Good to know. Dark mode on mobile. Dr. Elo says that was really cool that you added it to the mobile option as well. And
oh yeah, that's something we haven't mentioned. You can join from a phone. It's probably not the recommended way to join. It really chews up your battery, and it's not going to be probably not going to be as high quality.
Yeah.
But it worked great in Safari on the iPhone and the iPad. Is a really nice way to join, and of course, Windows PC works as well.
And we had a question regarding, does the screen share send audio from your desktop as well?
I don't think it does. The screen share is kind of powered by your web browser, like Safari or Chrome is what's actually doing the screen sharing. So no audio is going to come through, no system audio is going to come through automatically. Yeah. The guest would need to set up some sort of audio routing. What is kind of nice though is when I'm in Safari now, but if I was to share in Chrome gives you a really nice interface where you can pick what you want to share.
Yeah.
Safari does not, but Chrome will give you that screen, like what window do you want to share out.
I like that.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here.
Barry says I may or may not regret every vMix choice I've ever made. Really love this. Might buy a Mac. It is super easy for everything. It's just a great interface. I can't say enough about it, honestly. Okay, do you have anything else on that before we move on?
No, I just stopped sharing my screen. So
and so as soon as he stops sharing his screen, then as you can see, it's gone from my control list.
Yeah, and this is also down here. This is where other guests would show up.
Yeah,
you can bring in. So as people call in, they kind of come into a column, and you can just drive it, go 3-way, go 4-way.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to some questions. Before we go into question mode, I want to make sure that you know what to do to win a giveaway. what we're gonna do is we've got the Abby cam. Abby,
Oh, I
Abs.
was wondering what that other camera was down there.
That's my dog who doesn't like to be on stream. Abby, hey, girl. Well, Abby is going to host her own show. And so, what we're going to do is the best name for the 5 best names for Abby's brand new live stream show. You guys are going to win. And I'm going to leave it up to Caleb to pick the winners. New information. So, Caleb, you're going to be picking the winners for the 5 people who come up with the best name for Abby the Chihuahua's brand new live stream show. As you can see, it's going to be fascinating because she is.
Luria, tell them what they've won.
Oh boy. Okay, the options are coming in. The Abby Dabby show. Gab with Ab. Great suggestions coming in so far. So you guys keep it coming. When Caleb tells me that we have chosen winners, then we will come back to the winners. But for now, we're going into Q&A mode, meaning that we are going to answer all your questions. They have been coming in solidly and strong. So Cindy Gay says, I have slow country internet. Will this put a strain on the internet connection? This is a fantastic question to answer.
It does. Yeah, it's since this isn't totally cloud-based, all the guests' connections are actually coming into your Mac. So it is going to increase the usage of your internet connection, but it's not that bad. It's actually going to negotiate the bandwidth based on what's available. Yeah. So I can't say we've done a lot of testing on slow connections, but what we've seen in general is that it's just not as high quality. You'll see a quality difference there if the connection's not fast enough.
And you know, the quality of the guest coming in is going to be determined by their internet speed, but also their tech, right? You're coming in with a DSLR, right?
Yeah, this is the Nikon through the Cam Link.
Yeah.
Which was really easy to set up. I mean, one thing to keep in mind is since the guest is not, as a guest, I'm not using Ecamm Live at all.
Right.
So there's certain things I can't necessarily do, like the Ecamm's nifty feature to just use a DSLR with USB is not going to be something that you can get for free in Safari. You could, of course, use you could get fancy. If you had Ecamm, you could use the virtual camera and pipe that into Chrome. But since I just wanted to use purely use Safari, I'm using the Cam Link and a external mic. So I definitely recommend to your guests that they get a nice camera and a nice mic if they want to look and sound their best.
Yeah. And I have actually next week, I'm going to be doing an interview or an interview best practices discussion. So that is something, I think it's actually on my Wednesday show, but that is something that we'll definitely cover is like how to get the best from your guests so that you know... I rhymed. So that you can get the best quality production, whether they're coming in without a tech setup or not. So Zakia, I hope I'm saying your name right, is asking, what should the baseline for speed be for using interview?
Our totally unscientific specs that we have right now are, if you are running an interview, we would like you to have at least a 10 megabit up and down, and then for a guest, we're saying 5 megabit. We feel that that's pretty much like that, and that gives a little leeway in there. I would not recommend bringing on a guest that has sub 5 megabit, just to be safe, because you also have to take into account someone else could be using the internet at the house. There needs to be a little bit of a leeway there. But from what we've seen, it's not going to like cut the guest off or make them stop moving. It seems to just lower the bandwidth, and they'll start looking a little grainy and blocky if there's not enough bandwidth to go around.
Yay, Evernow! pronounced your name right. I like when I get it right. Susan wanted to know if you're out of Massachusetts. Is Ecam out of Massachusetts?
We are. I'm in North Andover. Ken's in Amesbury, and we're a Massachusetts company. Yeah, hi from Mass, and Midori's in Texas, and
You've got some virtual team.
So we no longer have a California presence anymore now. So that's kind of sad, but we have Luria.
Well, I'm not in California. I'm in Washington.
Oh, nuts!
Washington State. Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm sure someone's still in California.
I'm sure we can figure that out. So all of the contest names are coming in still strong. So keep those names coming. If you missed it, we're giving away 5 pieces of merchandise from the wrong overlay from the merch store. So merch.ecam.com. They have t-shirts, they have swag, they have hats. So you will be able to win if you submit. You will be able to win. I'm not telling you you're all winning, just for clarification's sake. But we will be picking those winners here shortly. Those of you who have chosen a show name for Abby the Chihuahua's brand new live stream show launching never. So next question is video marked. I can't say your name. Will this work be possible to use on a MacBook Pro early 2011? Let's take that as a more general question of like, how much load does this add to your computer? Are you going to be able to use an older computer, or should you really keep it simple?
2011 is our like really our cutoff date. Ecamm Live on most 2011 computers isn't even going to open because we require that the what's called hardware accelerated video encoding to be present on the Mac. Yeah. And 2011 is kind of right when Apple started adding that in. As far as using the interview mode, it does add some. It requires more from your Mac. It certainly does. Our hope is that it requires less than running Ecamm and Skype at the same time does, but it's still going to require some processing power. Okay. So I would. We have in the specs that we wrote up last week. We're saying. Go for 2015 and newer for interview mode. Okay. Now that it's 2020, we can bump up to 2015 for the requirement. We haven't done a vast amount of testing on older Macs, to be honest, for interview mode, because I think that most people that were in the private beta over the past couple months have brand spanking new computers, and we have tested a few old ones, and it seems to work, but. Yeah, this is something that we're going to learn in this beta is really what.
And again, remember, guys, this is beta. This is for testing. This is not a public release. So get into the Facebook.
Well, no, it's public. We're calling it public beta.
I mean, it's not like it's not a. How should I say that? It's not a public.
It's a beta.
Final.
We'll just call it. It's a.
It's a beta. And if you are not used to betas. Then part of the process, part of the nonverbal agreement is that when you use betas, that you submit beta, issues or bugs, and you can do that inside of the Facebook group. Ecamm has an amazing Facebook group for the beta. That's where you'll get the download link as well, but also be able to submit bugs or ask questions.
Yeah, right now the best way to reach us now for issues and also we want to get your feedback and suggestions is really just by putting in a support ticket, which it can be the little orange bubble on the bottom of the website where you can chat with us. That is essentially creating a support ticket. Or if you want to do something more long form, there's a contact form on the site. And also if you go into the app, it's almost a bit of a hidden feature, but if you go into the help menu in Ecamm Live, there's a contact support link there. And yeah, I think it's gray because you're broadcasting.
Yeah, because I'm live.
But when you're not broadcasting, you can contact support, and you can send us a message there too. we want to know your feedback. How are you using this? What's missing? What did we leave out? And of course, if something's not working right, get in touch and we will figure it out.
Love it. Okay, let's keep going. We have so many questions to get through. Let's talk pricing real quick. So there are options outside of Pro, but really you need Pro to use this feature. And I'm gonna, before Glenn goes through the pricing, I'm gonna say this. I don't want anyone to complain about the fact that this is a paid feature. This is worth it. It costs the company money to run this. So I honestly, I'm a big believer of making sure that you are paying for the services that you use. If you are expecting everything for free, and I'm just going to be on a rant here for a second, if you're expecting everything for free, you are not living in the real world, because like everything that these guys have done, they have spent months doing it. It actively costs them money to run it. And so, yeah, it is a paid feature. So make sure that you're kind of going into using services like this with the thought process of saying, this is how I thank the developers for giving me a easy to use system. Honestly, Skype can crash your computer very easily. It's a CPU hog. The fact that it's so easy for the guests, so easy for you as a producer. And can I be honest here? I have been streaming since 2007, and it used to be so much harder. It is easy now. With services and software like Ecamm, it is so much easier. So please be thankful for the work that they are doing for you. And don't complain about them that is being a beta feature.
Well, with that out of the way.
Sorry, I just see that too often because it drives me insane. Okay, go.
Right. So where was I? Yes. So for those of you who aren't Ecamm members already or aren't familiar with the subscriptions, Ecamm Live's been a subscription service for about a year and a half now, and there's a standard and a pro subscription plan. The pro adds a handful of pro features, the most popular being the virtual cam, and then there's a whole bunch of other things like audio monitoring and what else? Video monitoring. And we are making this interview feature a pro feature. So if you have the standard plan, or if you have the lifetime standard plan, meaning you were a customer before we introduced the subscription pricing, you will, when you go into this new beta, you're going to see the interview mode, but you'll see a limit of 2 hours to try out the feature. So it's essentially a trial of interview. To use it for beyond the 2 hours, you will need a pro plan. And for the pro plan, it's not unlimited time. We are giving you, for the pro annual feature, if you're subscribing for the whole year for pro, you get a total of 250 hours of interview time. And then for the monthly, we're giving that as 20 hours a month of interview time. So that's when you're connected to a guest, it's timing you. And once you use up your 20 hours, if you are just doing interview after interview after interview and you've used up all that time, what you're actually going to be able to go in and do is, with one click, purchase another additional block of 20 hours for $15. So we try to make this as easy as possible. And as Luria said, we looked for ways to make this unlimited. We don't have one yet. These unlimited services are tough. We're not selling ads. We're not selling you information. We're not, some startup company that's just, burning money and hoping to be acquired or something like that. We're in this to make your live amazing, and we hope that this concept, which is not, traditional, of keeping track of your hours, is going to work for you.
I think it's great.
As with all the things we're putting in this beta, let us know your feedback. Let us know what you think of this, and whether this 250 hours is going to work for you or not. Let us know what you think.
Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's supporting you on this. Saying thank you, guys, for making sure that you are in support of what they have to do to be able to bring you, like he said, like great features and make your life easier. And
Mitch in the comment says, you do not need to justify charging for price.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Mitch. So here is, oh wait, I just want to also make sure that as we're talking about this stuff, like as this new feature is integrated, I'm seeing a lot of people asking if you're taking away other features, meaning like the ability to use a third party app for interviews if they don't want to use the integrated feature. Go.
Yeah, the Skype integration's not changing. Skype uses a technology called NDI, which makes the streams available to other apps, and Ecamm has had great integration with that all along. That still is going to be a thing, and we understand that MS Teams, which is also kind of I guess you could almost call it the replacement for Skype.
Yeah.
That is also getting NDI support, so you'll be able to still also bring in guests through Teams when they add that. I don't think NDI is in the Mac version yet, but when they add that, you'll be able to do that as well.
Awesome.
So none of that's going away. Really, everything is staying the same, other than pro users are now going to see this interview feature showing up.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
We're also really, really excited about the other things we're adding in the next couple months.
Oh, come on. You can't just leave it there. Give us something there, Glenn.
Well, it shouldn't really be, I mean, it's the things people go and watch any of our Q&As or live streams, and you see that these reoccurring feature requests coming in every single time. And we're really excited to be finally getting a bunch of this stuff out.
Okay. I guess we're leaving it there then. As Kat says, what a tease. Don't do that. You guys, I know some of the things that they're working on, and I can't say it if Glenn's not going to say it, but you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay, so let's keep going. How many guests can you have on the interview?
Right now, we have the max set at 4.
So host plus 4 guests, so 5 people.
Yeah, if you really need more than 4, write us in and beg us for more. The reason we stopped at 4 was really just because we want to not overload your Mac's processor. Yeah. Right now, all the guests are coming in individually, which gives you a lot of power, like the live camera switching, the adjusting the camera feeds, individual audio is coming through. So one thing we will be adding in a future update, which is really cool because I don't really even think this is a thing that you can get anywhere, is multi-track audio for your guests. So if you want to have your guests on, then turning it into a podcast later, and you want to get all your individual guest feeds, that's going to be all saved on your Mac at the end of the call. So, wow, it's really cool. So,
yay!
I mean, I'm excited about this. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
So, for example, after this show, Luria would look on her Mac and she would see my audio track and her audio track and the music track and the sound effects track or whatever, all individually laid out for her.
Yay! That's awesome. That is great. Okay, so we still have a lot more questions coming in. Okay, we're trying to tackle them in the order that they were received, guys. Just like a proper, call center. Okay, so we are LAQ. When sending a link to bring on live guests, it says waiting for host. Clearly, it's my problem. Any idea what I'm doing wrong? If you guys have issues, please do send them to Glenn like he described earlier. But the host has to accept you before you're in the system.
It's likely not anything you're doing wrong. It's probably something wrong with the beta. We had a few reports of that today, where normally what would happen is the guest clicks to join. Mm-hmm. They see a message waiting for host. The host answers the call. Just if you're familiar with anything like Skype or something, there's that answer button, and then it answers. And we've had a few people report today that just continues to say wait for host and never rings on the host computer. I don't think we've specifically worked with anyone to track it down yet.
Well, that was actually happening.
So get in touch
on Monday, Glenn. So we can work on that.
Yeah, get in touch and we can figure out why it's not answering. Seems to be working for the most people, though.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, that was something that just happened like once or twice, but most of the time.
I think when you saw it, actually, we figured out what was causing that.
Oh, okay.
I think that issue was fixed.
Cool.
But
again,
I suspect that there may be some issue with that. Yeah, get in touch with us and make sure you talk to Ken.
So it does work in like interview mode does work in record only mode as well. So you're using your time, whether you're going live or in recording mode, so that you can just record an interview if you want to do that as well. So that's a yes. And remember, guys, I was like, I'm trying to say something, but I blanked on it for a second. Remember, I do have a full, complete demo of every single feature and exactly how you use that. So that link is in the description. It's coming to you in the comments. Make sure you set aside 20 minutes to watch that today so that you can know exactly what to do and where to go for each individual feature.
This is an excellent comment. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So, Men are good is the name of the person who's making this comment.
Men are good?
They're saying, why is the answer button a green phone? Why
yes.
isn't it a camera? I don't know, because we're dumb. I don't know why it's a green phone. Sorry.
That's funny. I didn't even notice that men are good. That's hilarious.
If we change it now, everyone's tutorial videos are going to be different now if we change it, though.
Well, I already expect to have to redo the tutorial videos when you go public, when it's out of beta.
Oh, that's true.
Jermaine, how soon will they have the additional feature? Will we be able to position the cameras freely on the screen? I heard Glen mention it was in development as well. Game changer.
Yeah, that's pretty much ready to go. That's done and it's ready to go into the next beta. So look for that feature coming in. We call it camera overlays, where if you want to just arbitrarily toss a camera up onto the screen, you make a new overlay just like the image overlays or the text overlays, and you can just toss a camera onto the screen. So watch for that coming in the beta. And now that all you guys are in the beta group, that will come in as an automatic update when it comes out.
This is a great question too. I'm skipping around right now. Can a guest hide their video and use voice only?
I don't think there's no option to say don't send video, but as the host, Luria could just never bring me on, right?
True, I could put you outside of the green. I could bring you outside into out from the green room and then just never put your video up on screen.
Yeah, there's an option. So when I call in, there's an option. The way the green room works is essentially if you're recording or streaming and someone calls in and they're not on camera yet, their audio is automatically muted. So you won't hear them until you're visually on the screen and then you're automatically out of the green room. Yeah. If you wanted to just have audio only, you would just need, there's a little link in the menu like remove from green room, and that will bring their audio in without having to bring their video in.
Right here, return to green room, or if he was in the green room, then it would be removed from green room. So, and then Eileen, go ahead.
Yeah, but there's no way to say like, you could put tape over your camera.
Or you could do that. So Eileen was asking, how do we move around a frame? Or how do we move a guest around in a frame? Just like you did before. If you had your video and you wanted to move it, or with Abby, right? So like Abby, I have this zoom and pan in the camera effects icon, this little magic wand. Then you go zoom and pan and you can kind of move things around. So if we're looking at, Glen's frame here and I want to move him around, then I'm just going to choose guest 1 inside of camera effects and click zoom and pan and then zoom him in. Ooh.
Yeah, don't use it. So you should be using that feature to make people's heads the same size. I
Yes,
don't
I
recommend
know.
intentionally making them different sizes unless that's what you're going
That
for.
wouldn't look good. No, try and keep your guest and you like the same size. That is definitely something that is incredibly helpful for just visual and professional looking video. Okay. Answered that already. Can a guest view the comments via a mobile device?
I think and if you bring it up on a phone right now, there's no room for the comments. So we don't have that on the screen, but if you turn your phone, you can then bring in the comments. So essentially, like, though it's the same web interface you get on a desktop computer, with the small difference that if you have a phone in portrait mode, the little comments tab disappears because there's just simply no room for it.
Okay.
But if you turn your phone, if you're on an iPad, it'll look just like the desktop. You'll be able to see the comments come in, and it'll look just the same as you saw when I shared my screen.
Okay. Oops, I went into the wrong. Hold on. Bad moment. Yes, the overlays that we sell do work with the beta, because the beta is really no different. Like, beta is actually just adding the interview functionality, right? So, okay. Dude, we've got like 10 minutes. We may go over. Do you have time to go over? Or do you want to just like rapid fire as many questions as we can get done in the next 10 minutes? Sound good?
Let's do some more Q&A, but don't forget about the giveaway.
Oh, no. Caleb, how are we doing on the giveaway? Who's got the winners? Okay, here in just a few minutes, I'm going to announce the winners. I see the winners have been selected for the 5 pieces of merch from the merch store. But let's do some real quick.
I saw a lot of questions about the. I saw a bunch of questions about the minutes and the timing that I can answer really quickly.
Go for it.
Someone was asking about, like, if you have 4 guests, is that using like quadruple the minutes? No, it's going to be it's going to start when you're connected to someone, and then it doesn't matter how many guests you have on, and then it'll time you until the last guest is gone. So we're not doing like the quadrupling thing at all. Another question was, is it based on hour blocks or minutes? So like if you used 45 minutes, is that going to count as an hour? No, it's going by minutes. Lurie, if you want to share your screen again, we can show people. Someone was asking about the how to see the what you have remaining. So it's up there at the top.
Right here.
Of the interview window, you'll see the remaining time, and we are shortening it down to hours at the top there. And I don't know, maybe that will cause a little bit of confusion, and we need to change that. But then if you click on that little white arrow, you'll see the breakdown in hours and minutes and seconds of what you have remaining.
So there you go. That's how
I think that was it.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of questions we've already answered, so I'm just kind of looking through. The best way to share a love outreach, the best way to share the link to the guest that the guest will be using is whatever works best for you. Copy that link and then send it via email, Messenger, Slack, whatever works for you.
Yeah. Well, one interesting thing we noticed actually, Lurie, in testing is you might want to avoid sending it through Facebook Messenger, because if someone clicks the link in Facebook Messenger, like when you click a link in Facebook Messenger, it opens the link in Facebook's goofy little built-in web browser.
True.
Because they don't want you to leave the Facebook app on your phone.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be able to do your interview. They're going to need to copy the link and go over to Safari.
Got it. So maybe.
But any other method, really, email, chat, Zoom link, whatever, it will work great. But we did notice that some iPhone apps want you to stay in their app. So when you click a link, it's like, hey, you can stay in Reddit or you can stay in Messenger and get kind of like a dumbed down version of Safari.
Okay. Good clarification on that. So Story Geek says, can people in the green room talk to each other, or are they on islands?
They can't chat yet. This is something that will be probably coming on in a follow-on release. There's a couple situations where you might expect to be able to talk to your guests, and we don't have that yet. Another one is at the beginning of this show, when Luria was doing her countdown, we could not hear each other
Right.
because I was muted. We want to change it so that like when everything is muted, that there's a feature where like everyone can talk, kind of like behind the scenes
on the back channel.
Like if you were gonna roll a pre-recorded video, it would be cool if like you and I could chat during the video. There's no way to do that right now.
Yeah.
So that's something that we have to add in.
I can't wait for that. Can a guest share a new tab and show a video? Like we talked about before, it's not going to be sharing audio from the screen share on the guest side. So, but if it's just a video, then yeah, could. Okay, let's see. Answer that. How soon? Mari wants to know until you allow guests to disable automatic echo cancellation. They already have that. That is
well, this is for the guest. I think they're saying.
Yeah.
For that's high on our list. This is like for if you were doing like a music show. You don't want any audio processing at all. Like right now, Safari is processing my audio and Ecamm Live is processing your audio to remove the echo.
Yeah.
If you're doing like if you're playing guitar or like singing in a chorus, you do not want any of that like that processing going on because it's going to make everyone sound like they're underwater. And so that's a setting that we'll be adding pretty soon in a future update. Essentially, like a music mode where people are going to need headphones, of course, but we won't be doing any audio processing there. But it's not in there yet.
And speaking of the guest of audio, Rich wanted to know: does the guest have control of audio levels? So in that case, like they would be using their own controls, like on their own mics, right? So they're not going to control it from the Ecamm side, but the mic side they can.
Yeah, I've got a mute button. I don't have a slider to adjust my audio, but that's basically like it's your system preferences. It's just your system mic gain essentially that you could adjust there, but there is no slider for that. If you guys want that, let us know, and it might be something that we can add. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I can mute myself if I want. Luria can mute me if she wants.
Muting him. Bam. Talk, Glenn. Ha! You're muted.
So I can when Luria mutes me, I get an indication that I'm muted. So I'm not trying to talk.
And I get a notification that I've muted him so that we're not like, why can't we hear you? Yeah. And in the demo video that I released first thing this morning, it goes over how like multiple guests. Right now we only have one guest in here, but I show you how you control multiple guests' audio specifically, and then you have the master for the entire group. So you want to individually adjust their levels, and then you're controlling it from the master.
We still have what we've always had is if you are rolling a video and there's no picture-in-picture, we will automatically mute your mic, the guest's mic, so you don't have to worry about muting in certain cases. But then there might also be cases where you want to manually mute, like when Luria did her countdown and she was dancing in the background, she had to then manually make sure that I was muted and she was muted because we were on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't want her audio coming through.
But that's selected in my scenes, right? So every time I go to that scene,
so she had that
done
pre-programmed in that scene. But I'm just saying, like, there are some situations where we'll be smart enough to automatically mute you, but some where you might have to manually go in.
Right.
Like if you switch just to like a camera with you right now, that's not going to affect the audio. Like I'm still coming through, but you may want a scene where like say it's like an intro scene and you haven't brought your guest on yet.
Yeah.
Like and you don't want them to like be sneezing in the background or something like that.
Exactly.
You could have me muted in that scene if you wanted to.
And that I always do that because it's really weird to hear guests in the background when people don't even know yet that there is a guest, maybe, so it's like, where is that? And yes, Julio, I am the only one that can unmute Glenn when I have chosen to unmute him. So I have all the power. Okay, we have giveaway winners announcing in just a second. I just want to make sure that we have any other really big questions. All right, are you guys ready? Ready for the
I'm ready.
giveaway winners? Okay. All right, so the giveaway is for this merch. So you can choose what you want out of the Ecamm merch store, and they will send it to you. I believe, if you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but when I announce your name, you're just going to email the Ecamm support and let them know you won today, and then they will get all the information from you and make sure that you get your chosen merch. All right, is Abby ready? This is the big question. Wait. Is Abby ready? Let's see. Abby, are you ready? Are you ready to hear the name of your show? Abby? This is going to be a fascinating show. All right, the winners picked by Caleb is Kirk Nugent. And
Woo-hoo!
the name of Abby's show is Four-Legged Live. I like it. Okay, next up is Wes Wyatt with Gab with Ab. I really like
Woohoo!
that. Cindy Gay, Bark and Browse with Abby. I like that one. Nika Stewart, Coffee with a K and Kibbles. Coffee and Kibbles. I like the K. They're
Ooh.
like the alliteration is what I'm trying to say. Congratulations, Wes. Congratulations, Kirk. Congratulations to Nika. And the final winner is Rekinetic PT and Wellness Live. And the title for Abby's new show is Who Let the Dog Out Live?
Nice.
I was going to start to sing it, but then I was like, no, nobody needs to hear that. Nobody needs to hear my rapping. Congratulations to our winners. Woo, woo, woo. So I know I was really trying hard not to like say that. I was like, all right. You guys, congratulations. You are going to email marketing@ecam.com and tell them what you have chosen. Kirk, Wes, Cindy, Nika, and Rekinetic. Congratulations to our
guys.
winners. Which one was your
I
favorite?
recommend the Ken and Glen stickers that Katie put up there. They're
okay. Hold on. Let's see okay, so I have to apologize to your face on this one. I always say Glen because I'm saying Ken and Glen.
Yes. So
Stickers!
these stickers are have been approved by Ken and Glen.
Glen and Glen.
And
Glen and Glen.
they stick to most things, and they you only get the 2 stickers. It's not like a whole pack of stickers.
Okay.
But I think that they're worth every penny.
But you could choose your size. I need me some Ken and Glen stickers for
Wait,
sure.
are the larger ones more expensive?
Yeah, but by 50 cents.
You know what? I think that's a good deal.
I think that's a really good deal. You got to get the big ones, guys.
All right, I'm gonna have to go order some big ones.
Where are you? They stick to most things, Admiral quality and a sticker. Oh my God. You guys, this is a big, big day for Ecam. Go download the beta, put it through its paces, give it a test run. The video that I have available in the description is a full demo of every single feature. You've learned a lot more here as well, and I am so thankful for you taking the time out of your busy schedule today, Glenn, for coming on here, answering people's questions, and actually having a little bit of fun during the countdown time.
Oh yeah, and it's my pleasure. And don't forget, we're also testing the beta.
Oh yes. What do you mean? Like while we're live?
As we speak, we are testing. We're testing the beta.
Absolutely. You guys, if you super chat from Dr. Elo. Thank you so much, Dr. Elo. Great job.
Thanks.
Glenn and the Ecam team. And we should point out that it's not just Ken and Glenn doing all the work. And they have an amazing team behind them, really making sure that you guys are rocking it with your streams. Your questions are
Oh, yeah.
answered and you're supported. It is an amazing community and team.
It makes it a lot more fun to have a team.
It
That's
does.
for sure. And well, thank you, Lori, for putting all this together. This looks great. And go and get Live Streaming Pro's overlays.
Oh,
They are insanely cool. The countdowns, and they just keep them coming. And Luria has videos about like where to get the music, where to get the everything you can think of. Check it out.
I appreciate you, Glenn. And you guys, we're not going just yet. It's time to put your dancing shoes on to dance this baby out. Are you ready, Glenn?
Oh, look at the time.
Oh, we're doing this. Are
All
you
right.
guys ready? Give me a big yes in the comments or a dancing mode or something. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, Glenn. I appreciate you. And have a great launch day. Bye.